Hi, good afternoon. How are you all today? Great. Great. Okay. We are Cosmic Corporation, capabilities of cosmic proportion.
So, our slogan is save money, save the earth. It is time for a cosmic change. My name is Fox. I'm the site surveyor and the construction manager.
My name is Jaylene Lazaro. I'm the design engineer, and I'm also the finance manager.
My name is Rolando, and I'm the marketing and sales representative, and I'm also the manager, which I will be in charge of how they're working with the systems are being installed in all our projects.
Also, we put Show up there, but put Show up there because she told us that she was going to be a judge and whatnot. So we were like, oh, okay. But no, she's not a judge. She's not. So what I want to talk about is technology. Let me put this down. In our day and age today, we have a lot of technology around us. I mean, I have a smartphone, which basically is a computer. And when we first started going to the moon, the computer we used on that space shuttle, as advanced as it was, not more advanced than this computer right here. This is more advanced than that, and that got us to the moon. Yeah, we use this stuff on a day-to-day basis. We have things that not only help the environment, but destroy it as well. So I want you guys to keep in mind, with this advancement, it makes our lives easier, but what's the outcome of it?
So the U.S. population is about 5% of the world, like in general. And even though we're only the 5%, we're wasting about 45% of the world's resources. And if you put it in balance, it's just like a little room, like half the earth, we're wasting all that. And when it comes to our electricity, coal generates 44% of our electricity. And since we're using coal, that means more CO2 production in our atmosphere. And if there's more CO2 burning, that means we're just adding more to the global warming. And like all around the earth is around 100,000 synthetic chemicals, and there are ways we can lower those numbers, but people aren't doing things to help it.
So with all those hardships, what can we do?
So far, there exist different methods of conducting electricity that are cleaner and safer to use, and one of them is using wind power. There are over 900 projects and growing in the United States, and wind turbine has been increased like every year, 25%. There's a 25% increase in how much is being used, and one turbine can generate around 600 homes in the United States. And another source of power is using water. Hydropower works by installments of dams in areas that have water with rapid water movements. And what it does is that it goes into an intake. It spins a turbine that's on the water tunnel, and it spins a generator that goes to a powerhouse. And from a powerhouse, it goes to the power lines. It goes into it's an AC current because it will be able to reach larger areas of the United States.
So, with those two already being in use, why would we use solar?
What solar power is that photons hit the solar panels and make DC energy or direct currents. And then from the direct currents, it transfers to the inverter, which switches it up to AC or alternating currents. And from the alternating currents, it is used for home appliances like your everyday TV, your microwave, your coffee mug to make coffee, or anything that's powered with electricity. And one more thing is that we're using the sun. It's a natural resource. It's always going to be there. It's not like it's going to be gone one day and come back the other. It's always going to be there, and we should take advantage of it as much as we can because it's natural. So also, another reason to choose solar is because even let's say you want to buy a system. You want to buy a system with us. We have plans for financing where you can give payments like every month, a monthly payment, and it's also more efficient in the way that you'll be saving more money and you'll be getting something out of it. Like you'll be doing your part, but you'll get something out of it back. And also, it can potentially pay for itself. Like there's going to be a point where all the money's going to come back.
So, I want to bring to attention the PBUSD, the whole system, not just one school, because that is our school district. That's what we use and go to school with. So we want them to be able to save money so that way we can have better programs. We can have a better student system. And with PBUSD, we got a 1.16 megawatt system. That's really, really big. That's a lot. And as we said before, there's 5 schools using these systems. So it's going to cost $6.3 million to put them installed. But the outcome will be worth it because we save $386,000 a year with it. Now, I really do hope that it does go back to the students, and I know I'm going to go back and fight and make sure that every little cent we can get as students, because that's what the school system is made for, us, plain and simple. But other than that, what does PBUSD do for our home? I mean, what do they do to better our lives? You know what I mean? They give us a place to go every day, a place to learn knowledge, programs like this. So for us to be able to, for SunPower really, to be able to go through and do this for them at such a good price and then also supply a class, it's beautiful because now we can really show PBUSD what they've done for us has a great outcome. And I really hope it continues to be like that.
Okay, so I'm going to go over the plan and the analysis. We are working on the residence of Morgan Freeman in Saratoga, California. Okay, so the solar panels we are going to install are the X21 345. They have a rated voltage of 57.3 volts per module. The rated current is 6.02 amps, and the maximum system voltage is 600 volts. So there's the home that we're working with. It's perfect actually because the roof orientation is facing south at 180 degrees. And we went over to the site and verified it, and there's the intensity of the sunlight was great on the south side. There was some shading on the east and the west, but it wasn't too bad because we don't really need that side. We measured the roof area, some simple geometry, which was the length times the width, to give us 2,286,000 square feet. Okay, so the annual energy usage that the homeowner uses from PG&E is 14,545 kilowatts an hour per year. When we install the solar system, they would be using 11,081.4 kilowatts an hour per year. So the ratio there is uneven. The annual energy usage they use is 14,545. With the solar system, they would be using 11,081. That means over 76% of the energy would be covered by solar energy. So the remaining 24% could be covered by using efficient light bulbs, efficient appliances to cover that. So we decided, when we measured everything, we decided we were going to install 20 modules. We were going to break them up into 10 modules per string. So if you multiply a string times 57.3 volts, it gives us 573 volts, which is perfect because the maximum system voltage for the inverter is 250 through 600 volts, and 573 isn't exactly at 600, but it's pretty close, which means that the homeowners would have sufficient energy.
So I do want to get on the topic though. I mean, thinking about it, Morgan Freeman, he's got a nice house. Just wanted to make sure you guys understand that. It made our lives that much easier. You know what I mean? We didn't have to go around all these different things, take down trees, because that is a big part of the job. The extreme part. I mean, you get out there and you look and you find out that the whole entire roof is shaded. So you have to remember that when you get a job like this, to be grateful, right? So, the return on investment. That's the biggest question for most people, is how much money will I save? What's going back in my pocket? Well, the cost is $36,520. That's up there. And now you can't get a tax rebate unless you pay up front. If you do a lease, they won't, the federal government won't give you a tax rebate. So there's a couple different ways you can go about it. My suggestion would be to go to a couple different banks, maybe look and see if you can't find an interest on the loan, and to be able to pay up front. That way you can take the cost down $10,971 to $25,599, and then pay it off through the bank. That would be probably my best bet. But if you don't want to do that, you can lease it just as a car, and it'll just be another payment through your bills, no problem. Now, the net offset kilowatt hours is 7 cents positive. Now, it doesn't seem much when you break it down the nitty and gritty, but it adds up quick. Next thing you know, you're going to be paying off that system in 9.6 years. That's it. That's a pretty good deal, because from then on forward, it's just profit. And everybody likes money. You gotta have it. So, what does Morgan Freeman do to help our environment? With his solar panels, he's going to be saving 3.6 tons of waste. He's also going to be saving 23,880 miles driven per year. All that carbon dioxide, gone. Just because he decided to switch to solar. Now let's get down to the carbon sequestration. I like this one the most because my brother is a lumberjack and he goes through trees and he knows environmentally friendly is the best way to do it. So he goes across and he can look at these forests and see that because of Morgan Freeman, there's 8.24 of carbon sequestered. That's great numbers. And the CO2 emissions on top of that. I mean, you got all these savings and you're helping the earth. How could it go wrong? Thank you guys for coming out here. Let's start.
All right, so I would just like to thank all of the instructors for taking their time to be here with us and teaching us and educating us this whole week. It's been really great. I actually wasn't really sure if I wanted to take the class at first, but now I'm really glad that I did. It's been a great experience and I've learned a lot, so thank you.
Okay, so what she basically said, I want to thank all of you, and especially the students, because students make a difference in the program. The more students involved, it makes the program grow. So well, hopefully, if I do this program next year, I'll see more students, because we want more students to come. And this is a great class, so I encourage anybody to read this class again.
So I also wanted to say thank you to the judges first off, especially for coming out here on their own time, just to come out here and watch us do our thing. It's really appreciated. The teachers, because as we may be students, but we're on summer vacation. Most of us are just sitting around doing nothing. So to come out here is in that part. And for teachers, you guys have busy schedules. You got to get ready for school in 2 weeks, things like that. So I really appreciate you guys coming out and teaching us all about this, because we learned a lot. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, getting up at 8 in the morning wasn't my first decision of the day. It was well worth it. And then students as well, thank you guys for coming and being a part of it, you know what I mean? You all work together to kind of make the whole entire object greater. And now we can walk away and know what solar power can really do for us. So, that was about it. Oh, and the food. Thank you.